Hey everyone, this is Kevin with Frontline World War II. Today I'm going to be bringing you a new video talking about everyone's favorite World War II battle rifle, the M1 Garand. If you've watched my channel before, thank you for coming back. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe and leave a comment telling me what you'd like to see more of. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about some of the more distinct differences between the post-war and the wartime production M1 Garand rifles. That way, if you're a reenactor, if you want to bring your rifle up to wartime specifications, this video will tell you how to achieve that. So please keep in mind, I am not an expert on the serial numbers or any other numbers that might be found on parts of the M1 Garand in terms of like when they were made, but I can tell you that what I'm about to show you are some pretty distinct differences that will definitely give you an edge on making your rifle look wartime production. So here is my US rifle, caliber 30 M1. The M1 rifle was designed by John C. Garand in the 1930s. It was formally adapted by the US Army in 1936. Mass production began in 1937, with the first rifles being delivered to the Army in 1938. Some of you may know that this rifle was called the greatest battle implement ever devised by General George S. Patton. So I'm going to go right into it, and I'll show you the first distinct difference that you'll notice, and that is going to be the lock bar sight. Wartime production M1 Garands had this feature, which is called a lock bar sight, and this lock bar had to be loosened in order for you to make any adjustments to the rear sights on your M1. When you were done making adjustments, lock it back in place. It does not move. Post-war, they eliminated the lock bar sight, and the new sights are called the T105. So the T105 sights are what you'll generally see on a lot of US M1 rifles these days. This is not correct for World War II. Originals are out there. Type 2s is going to be your most common one for wartime. Type 3 is later war. And these are very easy to replace. You just pull the pinion out, you pop this rear sight off, put the new one in. So staying in this general area of the rifle, the second thing I'm going to show you is going to be the trigger guard. So the trigger guard here is what is called a milled trigger guard. The milled trigger guard is made with this sort of like hole in the back here, and a stamped trigger guard sort of like curves straight into the hook, which holds this in place to the trigger housing. Now this change was implemented in April of 1944, somewhere around the 2,800,000 serial range, give or take. The reason that they switched is because milling took longer to manufacture than just stamping. So milled trigger guards are going to be much more common. There definitely will be some rifles with the stamped trigger guards coming into theater later on in the war. All right, next we're going to move to the front end. Up here you'll see a few changes in some of the parts. The first one is going to be the gas plug right here. So the wartime gas plugs had a single slot, and the one that you see with like the cross port, those would have been issued with the M7 grenade launcher because there's a little spoke on the end of the grenade launcher that's meant to go into the gas plug, and it does not fit in a single slot. Also up here in the front end, we have the front sight. This front sight, you'll notice, is it's got these wings on the front of it that sort of flare outward. So with your wartime front sight, the wings are going to be narrower, so they're going to do something like this. And then post-war, the wings flared way out like this. So wartime, you got narrow wings. Post-war, wide wings. So the last thing I'm going to show you on the rifle is the operating rod, specifically the face of the charging handle right here. So when you look at this from the front or from the back, you'll notice that the face of this has a little bit of a curve to it. Now it'll curve around your receiver if it is a wartime production operating rod. If it is a post-war rod, this spot will be straight right here. So straight is post-war, curved around your receiver is wartime. Like I said before, I am not an expert on serial numbers or part numbers, and so these are just the visual ways that you can tell whether your rifle has a wartime or a post-war part on it. Lastly, I'm going to break this out just for kicks and giggles. Right here we have what is called the M3 combo tool. Now this thing is super cool. This part right here is for cleaning out your bore on the receiver end. So you just stick it in here and it gives you a nice range of movement. Right here, of course, you have the flathead screwdriver for tightening and loosening your gas plug. It also has an edge right here. This is for extracting a ruptured case. And this right here is actually to help assemble and disassemble the extractor and the ejector in your bolt. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment and check out all the other stuff that I have on my channel. My plan is to put out more informative videos like this just to help people enhance their impression, whether you're a reenactor or you're just interested in what I have to say. And once again, thank you for being here. My name is Kevin with Frontline World War II.